The work I tend to enjoy making most, it has an organic feel. You know, I'm fascinated with nature and the landscape, and I'll try and make sculptures that interest me. I've wanted to make a seahorse for quite a while, really. For the way that I work, you know, they have a sort of exoskeleton, which is like an armour plating to them, which really lends itself to sheet metal. The seahorses, they are on our coastline. They're kind of made up of lots of different parts. They've got this crazy horse's head and this monkey's tail, this articulated tail, and this sort of armour plating and the camouflage and the eyes that move independently. And you know, who doesn't love a seahorse? You know, it's just a magical, mysterious creature that is, you know, from your childhood, you know, fairy tales. I wanted it to be big, but it's just kind of grown in scale and ended up the size it is, but quite happy with that, really. I'm really pleased to be making this sculpture for the county that I live in. I live here, I brought my family up here. I love it, you know, it's such a beautiful place to live, and the landscape and the coast is a significant part of that.
North Pembrokeshire is the first place I lived in Wales. I moved to an organic farm in my 20s, and I gave up art for a year, but it found me again within a year. I couldn't believe how beautiful the landscape was. I felt like, yeah, I was in heaven, really. What we wanted to do really was create something that would attract tourism, would support regeneration by boosting people's pride of place, really, and by doing the consultation process and listening to what people said, we hope we've been reflecting some of the things that are important to people locally. The actual consultations were really inspiring and really interesting. We did several public consultations. So we did a very open sort of process by just having large pieces of paper stretched across lots of tables with suggestions and provocations that people could respond to. You could draw, you could write. So everybody could participate, whatever their age or ability, really.
Yeah. Yes. The young people came up with lots of concerns about biodiversity. So we focused a lot on bringing those sort of ideas into the artworks.
There's a good chance I might be working, because I probably won't be able to get the fridge. I'll be 70.
Don't worry, I am.
You're not 71.
We could see very clearly that there was a strong appreciation of the natural environment.
So I think we all have an internal landscape that's shaped by our perceptions of the world. If I look at a tree It might mean something to me. It might be a tree that I've known since I was 10 years old that I've climbed in. To someone else, they might just see something that's in the way of a road. We all carry these value systems around with us that we overlay on the landscape. My practice explores our relationship with place and landscape and what we think of as the natural world. It's not just the external world that we see and move through and that surrounds us, but also that kind of internal landscape that we have, that we overlay on the external landscape and how it shapes our view of the world. I used to live in Goodwick, here, so I've walked into Fishguard along the Parog many times to do that walk along the edge of the sea, along the shore. And it's a very evocative space. It's kind of like a space for dreaming. You've got this big vast horizons which give you space to imagine things and think about what might be out there underneath the water. Those things that are invisible that we might take and make visible. And one of those things was plankton. They form the basis of the whole oceanic food web. I mean, they're fundamental to our existence on the planet, yet they're almost invisible and you can't see them, and they're all out there. So how do you make something that's invisible visible to people? And that's where augmented reality comes in. What we're trying to do is to take these things that are very small, minute, invisible almost, make them very large, blow them up so that they have a presence, so that they feel impressive, to give a sense of wonder. Bring it a metre closer.
I reckon. We want it to be something that's instant for people. We don't want you to have to download an app, and it's as simple as scanning the QR code and following the on-screen instructions.
I think that in today's world, people and especially children are hugely exposed to electronic devices, which are unrelatable. You can't really understand how they work or anything. Well, I certainly can't. And I don't think you get options very often in life to turn a handle and see something really work, or see cogs meshing together and levers pushing and things happening. I like making things that are accessible and a lot of people can see and use.
Mornings over a cup of tea, that's our best creative time, definitely. We really like making the unexpected things. We like interactive, creative things that people aren't expecting, so we make so many daft things that we can't believe we're making a lot of the time. The fish wind sculpture. It's in a really interesting position next to the sea life centre, so it's lovely to be able to have these pieces in really prominent positions next to the ocean. I think one of the nice things about living around here is you see so many tourists and you realise actually people are coming here for their holidays and we get to live here, so it's really nice to put these pieces in places where they're going to be and they're going to enjoy. We've done a lot with fish, actually, funnily enough, thinking about it. We've made a lot of things with moving fish. So yeah, so it seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment for us, fish, octopus and jellyfish, yeah.
For me, the public arts should be engaging with the public, really, so it's there for the public to enjoy and witness. I'm hoping people will be uplifted when they see it, and it'll become a landmark, really, something that people will want to come and visit, and hopefully it will engage with the children, and will definitely be an iconic sculpture that will be associated with Fishguard and Goodwick.
How did it get built?
I made a kind of scale 2D drawing and took each piece, each segment was like a jigsaw puzzle, really.
Yeah, it's magnificent. Thank you so much.
It really is.
Thanks.
I love it. I love it.
That's amazing.
I hope I got it because I don't get to be silly anymore.
It will encourage children to walk, and I hope it will provide magical moments, or moments of awe-inspiring moments. We're hoping that the trails will help families with young people, as part of that family, have a reason to walk together. It felt very important to engage with younger people because they're the future, they're going to be there, they're going to be looking at these sculptures longer than anyone else. It felt important to understand what their concerns were and what was important to them. So that has informed a lot of the themes in the trail. There's an opportunity for people to get together outside of individual screens and experience something outdoors, which is an extraordinary moment in time. And it could only happen in that way, in that place, at that time. So it's a unique, positive outdoor collective experience.